Yeah, hi everyone. So today, we are going to continue with the navigation part. I think in the last session we have discussed about the navigation, right? So I think we have discussed about the servers, how the GUI connectivity will happen. So what are the different things and how about the clients? And also we have discussed about the different type of servers, how this servers can be used and all other things. Okay, that is all things we have done in the last session. So this session we are going to see, okay, so just see how to operate this SAP here. Okay, so we are going to navigate, we are going to take you into the walkthrough and we are just to see so what are the options we have, so how to operate all these things. Okay, this will make you clear that how to operate this one, because from the next session we are operating only on this one, so we want to make sure that so you can able to operate this. Okay, right. So already we have seen about this client and all these things. Okay, I'm just directly getting inside this one. Okay, so I'm giving the username and password. Okay, enter. Yes. Okay, so I think let me relog in. Okay, let's relog in here. Okay, right. So get into that. Okay, so double click on this. Okay, so give the username and password. Yes, perfect. Okay, yes. So actually this is the theme of ECC. Now what you're seeing is you can able to see in the previous model also, people will get confused. For an example, already they have seen something related to SAP and already they have worked in ECC. So they will be thinking that, okay, this also, it's the same as ECC. But this is just a theme. Okay, you can change any theme you want. Okay, that is the first thing you need to understand here. Okay, this is all about the theme. You can use any kind of theme you want. Okay, so normally that's why I just shown you in the system, right? I just shown you the system and status, what is the actual version we are using here. You can see which version we are using, so I'm just showing you the clarity. This is how you need to clarify yourself. Okay, it's not about the theme. Okay, theme doesn't matter here. Okay, so theme doesn't matter because it's based on the user comfort, because the people already used to ECC, they will be using the same theme for a better what I say, so for having a nativity here. Okay, so the people you want to use the standard thing of this thing, you have a lot of themes here. I'll just show you that option here. For an example, if you click on the last option, you can see a last option called, okay, the customized local layout, right? So click on this and you will be getting an option called options. Okay, click on this options. So there you can able to see the theme settings. So the standard themes what we are using for ECC, and this one is SAP signature theme. If you don't want this, you want a somewhat very advanced theme, then you can go for a different theme here. You can see you can go with a quartz theme. Okay, you can go with a quartz theme and all other things here. I will just show you that. Okay, if you click on this quartz theme and apply and okay, so this is a standard theme of S4HANA. If you want to use this, you can use this, but you cannot see the options like this. You can see this all options you can see outside, right? But that all options in the quartz theme, it will be okay merged. So you have to get in, you have to drill down, then only you have to get that. Okay, let me show you that for a glance, okay, for your better idea. Okay, so I'll just log in again. Yes, you can see the difference in the theme, right? You can see the difference in the theme. This is actually the theme. It's been developed for S4HANA. Okay, so I'll just give the same user ID password. There is nothing changing that. Okay, so only changes the theme. Okay, yes. If you are very much eager to work on this theme, you can go for this. See, you can see a difference. What are the options we have seen? That all options are not there here. You can see it is entirely different screen. It is entirely different. For an example, if you want to go into the option, I want to go into this more, then settings, then only I will get the option. See, so in the previous theme, so I can get into the first option by clicking is one shot, but here I want to drill down to the 2-3 steps, then only I will get it. Okay, this is up to the people. Okay, this is up to the consultant or the users. Okay, so how they want, they can go for it. Okay, ultimately. Okay, yes. So I'm just changing back to my theme. Okay, so based on your convenience you can have a theme, but the signature theme is very good because since ECC we are using this, this will be well and good. Okay, just click on apply and okay. Okay, I'll just get back. Okay, I'll just get back here. Okay, and log in again. because it will not change immediately. You have to come back, then only it will come. Okay, so I'm just giving this particular username and password. Perfect. Now you can see this is the opening page, right? This is the login page. We are getting this one. Okay, so what are the options we have? How to operate this one? We can see this one. Okay, first thing is you can see these all the options is called folders. Okay, these all the folders where you have all the options here. For an example, so if you take metal management, okay, if you take metal management, so our metal management will be under this logistics. Not only the metal management, the sales, production, everything will comes under the logistics. Okay, the logistics is commonly considered as the combination of all other things. Okay, that's why the logistics will have this all things under this. So normally all other ERPs, for example, you take Oracle or Microsoft, also will have this kind of path option. This is called as a path option. For example, if I want to get into the what I need to do, I need to get into the logistics. You can see a small arrow option on the left. Click on this arrow, you will get a drill down. You can see, so all the modules are under this logistics. Right, so here you can able to find the metal management. You have a separate folder here. Every particular module will have a separate folder, not only in the front end, in the back end configuration also. I'll show you that configuration later. Okay, now you can see the metal management. You have the option here. Okay, now click on this metal management again. Okay, so you will be getting inside this metal management. What are the options you have? You will be getting that. Okay, for an example, I want to go into the purchasing. For an example, I want to create an order. I want to create a purchase order. For an example, how we need to go, so I need to enter into the purchasing. For an example, okay, I'm just getting into the purchasing. Again, click on that. So there you can see the purchase order option. You have a direct option here. You will click on that. Again, you can get into this particular option. There you have a create option here, direct create option. You can click on that. Then you can able to find this particular thing here. Okay, you can find this one. So here where you are going to create, okay, the purchase order here. Okay, so here where you are going to create the purchase order here. So what you can understand here is, for creating a single purchase order, you want to travel all this way along. So that is what you need to think, right? So you want to travel all this long. It's like a stepping down into a ground floor, like that. You are keep on drilling down, and we are coming to a solution here. So this is not practically feasible, right? So this is not practically feasible. When I just work very faster, so this is not feasible. Every time I drill down on all these things, but this is the option what we have in, so major of ERPs. Major of ERPs. Okay, major of ERPs is having this option. Even we also having this option. Okay, I agree with that one. So we also have this option. But comparatively, so comparing with this option, we have a unique option which no ERP is having that option. Okay, so I'll show you what is that option. Now you can see when I get into this one, you can see only the descriptions, right? Only the descriptions you can see. Okay, only the descriptions you can see, right? So there is nothing here. Now I'll show you one option. Okay, go to the extras. Okay, go to the extras. Here you can see an extras option, right? Go to the extras. There you can see a settings here. Click on the settings. So there you can see an option called, okay, display technical names. You can see an option called display technical names. Click on this display technical name and click OK. So now you can see the difference. Okay, so now again I will go, you can see the difference. So get into the logistics, get into the metal management. Okay, so get into the purchasing. Okay, get into the purchase order and get into this create. Now you can see, so on every description there is a unique code is there. You can see a front, you can see a codification is there. Previously there was no code, it was hidden. So now I just activated that. You can see the codification is there. What is this codification? I told you, right, there is a unique thing what we have that no ERP is having currently is, this is called as this codification. This codification we call it as transaction code. Shortly we can say it as T code. Okay, very famously we can call it as T code. So it is called as transaction code. Every transaction, okay, every transaction, not only the transaction, the reports, the forms, everything, whatever we go into the system, everything will have a unique transaction code. Okay, what is the advantage of that? So the advantage is, so for an example, for creating a purchase order, I just traveled all this way along and I reached this point. Right, I travel all this way along and I reach this point. Okay, so what I'm going to have this one is here. So if I know this particular transaction code, I don't need to travel all this way. For an example, I just double click on that. You can see I just double click on this. You can see I just got a page where I can create a purchase order. Okay, so for this I need to travel all this way along. I want to click on this, but if I know this T code very clearly, I can, instead of coming all this way to reach this point, because I want to remember all this path, but instead of remembering all this path, I can just remember only this T code, so my work is easy. So here I have an option here is called as command field. This is a command field. So where I can give that field here. So what is the T code here? ME21N for creating, right? You can give ME21N here and just give an enter. So it will take you to the same page. See, it's very simple, right? It's very simple. Okay, so nothing to worry. We don't want to remember all this path and we don't want to make yourself complicated. Just you can remember this particular T code, so your work is done. Every transaction, every report what you are going to use, everything will have a unique T code here, so we don't want to worry about that. Okay, only thing is the burden is we need to remember all these T codes, but initially maybe you will be facing some issues in remembering all these things, but we have a option for that also, to remember this T code very easily. Okay, how to see that one? For an example, okay, I'll just go back. Okay, you can just handle this one. So here we have an option called favorites. Okay, for a beginners like you, okay, for a beginners like you, so initially for remembering all these T codes will be really difficult, right? I agree that one. Okay, how to resolve that is very simple. For initially for a couple of maybe 1 or 2 weeks, okay, until you are familiar with this T codes, so 1 or 2 weeks, you can use this option called favorites. Not only that, even in future also you can use that. What this few favorites will do is very simple. So you can right click on this favorites and you have an insert folder option. You can see you have a folder option. I can click on this folder option. I'll get this option here. I can create my own folder. Okay, I can create my own folder for an example. Okay, so okay, I'll just give, like, for an example, so I'll just give MMT codes. Okay, MMT codes, or else you can give your name, or you can generally give that MMT codes like that. Okay, just give an enter, or you can give the tick mark, anything is okay. Okay, yes, enter. So you can see a folder is created. This folder is dedicated for your particular ID. So whenever you open your ID, this folder will be there. Okay, so now you just think you created a folder. Now, for example, today you are learning about the order, purchase order creation, or purchase order change, or something. You are learning 1 or 2 T codes today. So what you can do is, instead of writing in a diary or paper somewhere, you can add up here. You can directly add the T codes here. Okay, for example, what I can do is, okay, so I'll just add that particular here. I'll just click on this MMT code again, right click, and I can insert one more folder. So I can add n number of subfolders into that, doesn't matter. So system will allow you. Okay, just create one more folder here. Click on insert folder and you can give one more T code for an example. So what is the thing you are going to learn now? So the purchase order creation, right? So you can see the purchase, okay, order, so creation. Okay, yes, T codes you can give. See, whatever it's convenient you can give, that doesn't matter here. Okay, enter. See, the folder is created. Very simple. So whatever it is convenient for you, you can create this, because this credential, this user ID and password is yours, right? So whatever you want, you can create by your own. And next thing what we are going to do, we have to insert the transaction codes into that. So whatever that code you learn, for an example, you learned 2 T codes today. So you want to insert the T codes into that. So your work is easy. So let's see that. So again, right click on this particular folder. Now instead of insert folder here, I have an option called insert transaction. Okay, insert transaction. Okay, click on this insert transaction. Now the system will ask you the transaction code. Okay, so here you can see you can give the transaction code what you learned. For an example, we just learned one thing, right? ME21N. For an example, I'll just give this and enter. So that particular T code is added. Very simple. Again, I just learned one more T code. For an example, again I just right click on the same folder and click on the insert transaction. Then again I'm just giving a T code here. Okay, so which is ME22N for an example. Okay, yes. So enter. So you got the second T code. So like that, what you have to do is, so whenever you are learning that new T codes and all those things, you can keep on adding the folders and inserting the transaction here. So at a certain point, you will get all the T codes what you have learned, everything will be in the dashboard, in your dashboard. So you don't need to remember that, you don't need to write anything in the paper. So everything is available here. So whenever you come to the screen, you can open the folder and you can keep on working that. So that will give the familiarity. So and later what will happen is, so you will automatically, you will remember the T codes. Okay, so always we cannot depend on this, but at least at a certain point we can able to remember all the T codes. Okay, so now we can show you some other options. What we can do is, for an example, I wrongly created this folder, I want to edit this or something, I can do this one. You can see I can go for change favorites. For changing the name, again, if you want to change some name, you can go to the change favorites. Okay, same like if you go right click on that, if you want to go and delete the favorites, you can delete that. So the entire folder will be deleted. This is one thing. Okay, and also sometimes the people will not understand this description. For an example, you got this T code right, so that is a description, create purchase order. Some people will not be clear. Okay, I want to give my description for my clarity. You can give that. Again, you can right click on that and you can see change favorites here. So click on that. So you can change the description here. So whatever you want. For an example, I call it as PO. Purchase order means PO. So I can put PO. Okay, so creation or T code and enter. So it is changed. It is completely user friendly. Okay, so whatever your convenience, based on that you can able to change anything here. So that system will accept that. Okay, yes, you want to rearrange, you can rearrange. For an example, this is the first T code and this is the second T code. You just click on this and drag. You can see a dragging option. You can see a small box below that. Okay, you can see below the arrow, you can see a small arrow, means I'm dragging up. I'm dragging to the second line. What happens? Automatically it will align. See. So anything you can do it here. Whatever you do in Excel, same kind of setup you have here. So and also this particular navigation is related to Excel also. So whatever the option we use in Excel for saving, Control S, for copying, Control C, Control V, Control X. The same option we have here also. Okay, so when we go into the transaction, you will understand. So almost like an Excel, what are the options we have used? So same thing we are using here. Okay, I hope the favorites is very clear for you, right? Yes. So this is related to the favorites. Now other options, like you can see these all options you have regularly using option. For an example, this is saving option. It is not open because we are in the first screen. So this is save. This is going back. Okay, just going one step back, you can use this. You can see this is completely going back. You can use this. And you can see just one transaction. You want to close one transaction, you can close this one like that. Okay, escape like that. And you have a print option here, and you have a find option, you have find more option. Okay, and you can see the page, front page and back page, page up and down, right? Page up and down option, that all things you have here. Okay, and also you have an option here called, okay, so new GUI window. What is this actually? New GUI window. So whether new customer we need to connect? No, we are opening a session. See, currently you can see here only one session is open now. So means only one page is open now. So at the same time we can open 6 pages in this SAP here. Okay, 6 pages you can use. And also I told you, right, the 6 pages you can work with multiple customers also. It is not like one customer you can work on that. So multiple customers you can work. Okay, multiple customers you can work. Okay, I will show you that for an example. So here this is one client, right? I can open this. Okay, I can click on this. So page number 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Yeah, finally 6. If I give more than that, it will say that. Okay, so there you can see. Okay, yes. Okay, see, we have more than 6. Okay, so you can create n number of sessions in this one. So in the previous version of SAP, we have a limitation of only 6. Okay, maximum 6 fields we can have here. Okay, in the previous version, but here you can see, so we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and still it is going on. So you can see here, see, it is going on. So you can connect with n number of customers and you can work with anything. For an example, here you can see you have this 2 pages. In those 2 pages you can work for one customer, and this 3rd page you can work for another customer. Then this 3 pages you can work for one customer, and this last 2 pages you can work for customer. So parallel working of different customers you can do it here. So there is no restriction at all. Okay, there is no restriction at all, but you can see in the previous version. Okay, I'll just show you the previous model. For an example, now we are in 2022, right? I'll just show you the previous SAP S4HANA version of 1809, a previous version. You can see the limitation. Okay, so you can see the limitation here. Okay, I'll just log off here. So this is 1809 version, yeah, older version. Let me open that. Okay, for your clarity, I'm showing this for your clarity. Okay, I'm just showing this for your clarity. Okay, you can see. So you cannot see any big difference, right? You cannot see any big difference here, but I'll show you here. Okay, if you go for the system here and status and product version, okay, and you can see the product version here. Now you can see the version is 1809 on-premise edition. Okay, so wherever you go, you can able to find that very clearly. Okay, this is how you can find. Now I'll open this one. You can see now we have only one folder here, right? Only one. So now I can open here. Okay, so number 2, second page, third page, fourth page, fifth page, and 6. Now 6 is done. Now I'll just give that one. You can see maximum number of session has been reached. So this is the difference between the previous version and this version. You can see that because in this version, in the older version, you can see only 6 is the maximum limit here, but in our latest version you can have n number of sessions here. So there is no restriction about the customers. You can use n number of customers. You can able to use that, right? Yes. Okay, so now you can get the clarity on this one. Okay, this is how you need to work on this particular SAP here. Okay, so I'll just log in into this latest version again. Yes, you can see. So again, the folder is same. So folder is not changed. See, whenever it is there, it's always it will be there in your front screen. Okay, so now you will be getting a clarity how to work on this particular thing and all other things. Okay, you can give the T code here. So everything is based on the T code. Okay, getting into the path is very rare. So always you should go with the T code here by just giving that. So it will be getting a very give clarity here. Okay, so later we can see some shortcuts how to get into the screen into shortcut and all other things we can see later. First you have to make yourself comfortable on this particular system. You can work on that, you can practice on that. So later all other shortcuts or moving it fast and all these things we can see that later. Okay, so you can see that later. Okay, yes. So now I hope you got this clear idea about this particular factor here. So what is this navigation part? Okay, so how to navigate in this one. So what is this particular favorites and all other things also we can able to see. And I'll show you one option also here, because sometimes you will be having multiple user IDs. Maybe you have multiple user IDs, so you have saved all the favorites in one ID means. So again, if you want to have the same favorites in other IDs, so what you will do normally, you have to create from the scratch. Okay, from the scratch you need to create it, right? So but here we have a provision. I will show you that provision. What is that provision is, you can download these favorites directly from the system. You can directly download these favorites directly from the system, and you can upload into the another system. See, we have the option. I'll show you that for your better understanding. So this is all the favorites, right? So here you have a favorite option here. Click on the favorites. So there you can see download to PC. You have an option here. See, a direct option. Download to PC. Okay, so there you can see the download to PC option. Just click on this download to PC. So automatically it will ask you to save this one. Okay, maybe I'm just saving in the desktop. So maybe I'm just giving a name. Okay, so for an example, so okay, so SAP, okay, favorites. Okay, I'm just saving this. Okay, yes, I'm saving this. Save. Okay, you can see it was saved. Okay, you can see the download was saved. Okay, download was saved. So now what I can do, okay, I'll delete this favorites. Okay, I'll delete. Okay, right click on this favorites and click on the delete all favorites. I'm deleting this in front of you. Okay, delete it. So there is nothing. Okay, again I'll just log in. You can see that. Okay, again I'll just log in into the same thing. So for your trial. Okay, so again just I'm logging into the same thing here. You can see the favorite is not there because we deleted completely. So what we can do, so because we have taken a backup, right, we have taken a backup, so how to bring that backup here for an example. So let's get into this particular favorites again. We can get into the favorites again, and you can see an option called upload from PC. We have an option called upload from PC, right? Just click on this upload from PC, click on this. So again it will take you to the desktop. So here I can able to find that for an example SAP favorites. So I can click on this particular thing, okay, and click on open. See, it is asking to give a permission here. I just give allow. See, there is no favorites on this one. Now I can click on allow. So now you can see it is automatically again it came. See, so very simple. So you can just think of that how user friendly the system is. Okay, only thing is you want to get it through that. Okay, so you need to have a walkthrough on this. You have to learn this one. Can just have a walkthrough this one whenever you get a time. So you have to walk through on this. Okay, so you will be getting a good idea about this. Okay, so SAP is all about the practical. Okay, so there is no more theory here. Okay, everything is all about the practical. We are going to do the hands-on completely. Okay, from the next session. Okay, so what is the next section we are going to have is we are entering into the core part, means the enterprise structure. So one of the most important topic in here. So the enterprise structure, that is also called as an organization structure. So we are going to create that. Okay, so that will be the first core part. We are entering into that. We are starting the configuration from that. Okay, so we are going to start the configuration from that. Okay, so the first configuration, the core foundation of is enterprise structure. Okay, that is what we are going to have it here. So let's have that point here. Okay, so I think this navigation part is very clear for you. Okay, so let's meet at the next session. So we are going to have this particular part. Okay, so thank you so much. Yes.